Most YouTubers make it sound easy to sell an online course. Now, spoiler alert, it's not. It's pretty hard to do, especially these days because there's so many courses, so much competition. However, if you're watching this video, then you're probably a step above most people and they can get there sooner. However, there's a few shortcuts that I've found over the years that have made my life so much easier. I remember 8 years ago when I first got started online, I thought I'd start to sell an online course. So I spent months creating that course, perfecting it, putting it out there into the world, and not a single person bought. I just wasted so much time creating something that nobody wanted. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the things that I've learned, and I'm going to give you 2 specific examples from my own life this year. One for my pet care business. That business does $500,000 a year with really healthy profit margins, and I work on it 1 day a week or less. The other business I have, which is just launching now, which is my personal brand. I just put a template out into the world and I've sold more than 30 of those templates in the first 2 weeks, and did both of those in a very certain way so that I could minimize my risk. And my biggest risk right now for both of these is time invested into these particular campaigns or these particular businesses. So first I want to dive into some of the reasons why most people fail, and then I'm going to dive into those scenarios afterwards. So the first reason why most people fail is because they don't speak to the customer, or more specifically, they don't speak to the pain points or emotional triggers. So the first most important thing to think about is people don't buy products. They buy solutions to their problems. So what I see most people do who are beginners in creating courses or anything online for that matter is that they focus on their product. They talk about why their product is the best, what it can do, all of the features and so forth. Ultimately, people, why they do want the product, or the product is the thing that they think they want, the ultimate thing that they want to do is solve a particular problem they have. So every single marketing campaign around your particular online course should focus on the pain point. The second reason why most people fail is they create something that people don't want, which is called alignment. How can you create alignment between you and your customer? And often the best way to do that is to actually sell the thing first before you create it. And that's what I'm going to get into here, which is the scenario in my pet care business. So the way that we create our workshops, and we have done for the last 3 years, is so we've created 15 plus premium workshops over the last 3 years. It's probably generated us anywhere between $200,000 to $300,000 for those particular workshops. And these workshops are all purely profit. So the way that we've done this is we've not created one single workshop upfront at all. So we do what to generate leads. So we do lead gen upfront, which is with a virtual summit. So we do create our virtual summits first and foremost before testing it, only because I've done it so many times now. I've been behind 50 to 60 virtual summits in the last 8 years. I know exactly how to do that. So we're generating our leads into a virtual summit. So we might generate anywhere between 10,000 to 30,000 people per event. And there's an offer within that summit, which allows that event to break even. Then we move people into an email sequence, and that email sequence will say, hey, we've got this workshop coming up in 2 weeks. Secure your spot now for this discounted price, and you'll get access to the live workshop plus the recordings. So we sell people into that workshop before it even begins. Now, out of the 15 plus premium workshops that we've put together, there's only been one time that we've had to refund our customers because it wasn't worth it. And it was not so much the topic that we planned, but it was actually the host that we got for the workshop that completely mishandled the webinar to promote it and just ruined every chance that we had for the workshop. But that was like perfect for us to know first and foremost, right? Because if the host couldn't handle a webinar, then delivering results on a workshop was probably not going to happen, which would have meant a lot more unhappy customers than the 3 people that we had to refund. So basically, we're selling this part of the process before we even get there. That is key critical moment. We're spending a little bit of time setting up our emails, and we set up also like a sales page. So we're spending a day maybe to set up those things, but we're not spending like a full week or 2 creating all the content for the workshop before anybody's actually purchased. The second scenario here is a similar layout, but this time I had a template. Now there's a slight difference in this, and it could be a slight difference for you. Let's say you're a coach or a consultant and you have your own ways of producing results one-on-one for clients. And you might have certain processes, templates, cheat sheets, worksheets, frameworks, and so forth already created. Now, that's what I did for my content repurposing system. We were using that template for all of the stuff that we do in the pet care brand. And I was like, well, if this is streamlined what we do by 2, 3, 4, 5x, we're so much more productive now. I'm sure there's other businesses out there that might like what we have, and they'll pay for it as well. So what I did was I started sharing about it on YouTube. Again, we're creating a video over here. So YouTube to generate interest, see if there's interest. I had a request for the template and I just made it available as quickly as possible. So I didn't do a sales page or I just put up a checkout page, but I didn't do any sales page. I didn't do any emails to promote it. I didn't do any emails for when somebody purchased it. And I didn't even do any training videos for the members area. I just had a very simple members area set up and a very simple checkout for people to purchase. Once I saw that there was enough interest and that people really loved it, that's when I started to invest more time. So then I spent 2 days creating the videos here. So these videos are like the training videos on how to get started. I created those. I added more things into here, like a Facebook group and also a requests or a feature request section so people can continue to get value out of it. Then I also added in the sales page. So now it makes time to do the sales page. And when people purchase, I then had an email sequence that introduced them into the actual product themselves. Basically, what I'm getting at here is that you need to collect money first before you even begin to put in the huge amount of work that it takes to create a really high valuable course, template, or so forth. Now, how can you get results sooner? A question that everybody always asks, and oftentimes it just means spending a bit of time here learning marketing. When I started 8 years ago, I didn't even know what marketing was. I just knew I wanted to sell some things online so I could be location independent. And I had to teach myself. That's why it took me 2 to 3 years to make my first $100,000 online. But in the last 2 years alone, I've made more than $2.5 million online just in that period of time. Now it slowly ramps up and you slowly start to get traction. It's going to take some time. Get used to it. 2 years out of your life to learn how to make 100K online on your own so that you can have that skill forever is no time at all. But if you do want to get there sooner as well, and this took me a long time to learn, way too long to learn, and I heard way too many people talk about it, and I didn't think it mattered. But focus on pain points. Focus on emotional triggers. If you can focus on those with all of your marketing, all of your sales process, people buy solutions to their problems. They don't buy products. Focus on that, learn copywriting, get the basics done, and you're going to accelerate your results so much faster. If you've enjoyed this and you'd love to see that template that I'm talking about and how you can automate your content creation, how you can work 2, 3, 4, 5 times faster, watch this video here. See you there.